Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, or better known DEI, was a team built by Dale Earnhardt and with the hand-picked assistance of Ty Norris. This was a dream project built to win races and championships for drivers Dale Sr. wanted to give a chance and for his son, Dale Jr. And the team did just that.
Oh, don't you know his heart's beating harder than that car's running right now?
His grandfather, Ralph, former national champion, they called him Ironheart because he gave nothing on the racetrack. His father, 7-time Winston Cup champion, once dubbed Ironhead, and then the Intimidator. How about this kid?
He can coast on now, Mike.
Checkered flag, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is Texas Motor Speedway's second first-time Winston Cup winner.
Looks inside in turns 3 and 4, and he's not going to be able to do it at Richmond International Raceway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins his second NASCAR Winston Cup race.
Winning races at all levels and championships at the Xfinity and truck levels. The cracks in the team wouldn't show for years, as the team was set so well that it wouldn't come apart till after the team showed itself at the top. But after they reached that level, the leadership and power struggle caused by Teresa Earnhardt would quickly lead that team to its pitfall. 2004 was a season in which Dale Jr. would win 6 races and compete for the championship.
It's all going to come down to whether Earnhardt has a bobble or a problem in his final third of the lap.
You can't get emotional yet because you've got to get off turn 4 and back to the start-finish line.
You can see it now. The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
That was the key to Matt Kenseth last year. Make the car better as the day goes on so that the car is at its best at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they've done that today with Junior's car all day long. They just kept improving, and the weather came to them too, I believe.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Golden Corral 500, climbs to 3rd in the point standings.
He can take his time.
All right, you're the man. That thing was awesome tonight. Good call in the pit, Scott.
Coming off turn 4 for his 12th career win, Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Chevy American Revolution 400.
Yes. He won the Daytona 500 earlier this year. He'll add another of NASCAR's majors to his resume tonight as Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Sharpie 500 at Bristol.
In the air, Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for his 5th win at Talladega, works his way back to the front, and Jr., where his father won 10 times. Oh, we got a car sideways in the trail. Win number 5, the checker is out, and somebody upside down.
Second with the pack stacked up behind him while Jr. gets away.
Wow, that's good stuff right there. This is ever good stuff.
Newman was just sliding that car up off the corner, but 24 car looks like he's got enough. Keep second. No, not that time.
After 2 straight 33rd place finishes, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s championship bid is back on track. He wins at Phoenix.
But the team's fall would become immediately apparent. DEI only managed to win 1 race per year from 2005 through 2007, with Martin Truex Jr.'s Dover win being the last for the company. The team would dissolve into Earnhardt Ganassi Racing for a short time before even just the name holder would go away, and the only remnants of DEI would become Ty Norris and NASCAR.
Some friends of ours have a suite up on the 10th floor of the hotel every race here. And Kevin Mannion went by the suite the other day, told Gary Nye, we are the car to beat. And with what was without any sense of bravado, it was a simple statement of fact.
White flag, 1 mile to go. All right, man, just going to make it back no matter what.
There you go.
Killer lap time.
How many laps has he led today, Mike?
215, Daryl.
215.
On a day on which NASCAR loses Bill France Jr., another junior, Martin Truex Jr. is going to win his first Nextel Cup race.
Michael Waltrip Racing began and ended under controversy, beginning with the rocket fuel fines, penalties, and disallowed Daytona 500 qualifying times, or all the missed races in their inaugural 2007 season, or it's
39 is going to win the race. And your arm's starting to hurt. I bet it's hot in there, itching. With you, 88, right with you, right with you, right with you.
So those are some of the circumstances. Jamie is with Clint Boyer right now.
Yeah, arm itching. MWR was actually a successful, healthy NASCAR team with marketable and successful drivers and owners, and Clint Boyer even nearly brought the team a championship. The team gave drivers like Brian Vickers, Martin Truex Jr., David Rudiman opportunities to win races. But when longtime sponsor Napa jumped ship, the team was left searching for sponsorship and how to redeem a tarnished public eye. Instead, Rob Kaufman gamed the oncoming charter system that at least assigned the team some sort of tangible value on a non-asset, and they sold everything and left the sport to salvage what they could instead of fighting a possible
Vickers, the leader in the outside lane, and Tony Stewart not letting him get away, and there goes Kyle Busch to the inside. 3 wide into 1.
Wow, look at Vickers up on that high side. Holy cow, that was strong.
Strong move by
Vickers clears
Vickers,
Stewart and has the lead. Doing the same.
Yeah, Tony's out of gas for sure. I thought it picked back up there.
White flag is out for Brian Vickers.
We're out of field here, guys.
Oh, man. Denny Hamlin just missed Tony Stewart coming down the straightaway.
I'm going to tell you, a great restart by Vickers, but
that was incredible.
Yes,
hanging on the outside with 2 guys on the inside was pretty awesome.
And Eric Almirola did a great job of being in that outside line, not running all over Tony and getting back down and squeezing into 5th place there.
Brian Vickers hadn't won in 75 races. Running part-time for Michael Waltrip Racing. Welcome back to Victory Lane. Vickers wins it at New Hampshire.
CGR. Chip Ganassi's NASCAR team closed because he received an offer he couldn't refuse, and this would allow him to increase his focus and prowess in all his other motorsport operations. So he sold his NASCAR operation to... Wait, that's Ty Norris again. Ty Norris. So if you weren't able to follow along, Ty Norris worked in NASCAR and was handpicked by Dale Earnhardt to help his Dale Earnhardt Incorporated operation. Then with the power struggle between Teresa Earnhardt, he left there and then later joined Michael Waltrip Racing. Then he was suspended, left MWR, and then later joined Justin Marks and formed Trackhouse Racing. And then Trackhouse Racing purchased CGR, so it went full circle. Chip Ganassi always possessed a successful NASCAR operation, but for some reason they could never get to championship level. They won races and won crown jewels. They were in contention for the championship with Sterling Marlin, Kyle Larson, but the team just never went from good to great. And CGR is great in all other forms of racing. So when Justin Marks and Trackhouse Racing explained their mission and offered to buy Chip out, he was satisfied with selling the charters and assets and refocusing all his efforts to other motorsports operations.
Final time. Kurt Busch is going to win the brother duel. He wins in Atlanta.
Furniture Row Racing was a very unique and interesting team to see grow during its tenure. It developed from a team just trying to make races to a winning team to a quote-unquote powerhouse satellite team that even won the 2017 championship. But its closer can be summed up in 2 different misfortunes: sponsorship dollars or Toyota. To competitively field a championship caliber team, it requires heavy funding, which means lots of sponsorship dollars. Furniture Row lost sponsor 5 Hour Energy, and as being an affiliate with JGR, they had to be able to pay a hefty sum to JGR for the equipment they rented and the technical alliance they had, which meant without the funding they couldn't afford to remain at a championship level team. So they decided, after years of Barney Visser pouring his company money into the team, they couldn't increase that burden to remain a winning team they had reached, and just shut the team down the year after they had won the Cup Series championship. Interestingly enough, Martin Truex Jr. won the final race for both Furniture Row Racing and DEI, and nearly was the final winner for Michael Waltrip Racing as well, being the second to last winner.
Chip run. We come up on 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Barney Visser actually had a heart attack prior to the Homestead Miami race and wasn't able to travel to Miami to celebrate that championship run by Martin Truex Jr. And as we've mentioned, the playoff point so important in advancing from round to round to round in the playoffs. And of course, one driver's going to get to the championship round on points. More points going to Martin Truex Jr. as he wins in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, Martin, way to be picture. Green guy.
Red Bull Racing is known for its crazy stunts, the drink, and its F1 operation. But for a moment, they had a NASCAR team in which they spent a ridiculous amount of money. Many fans that have been teenagers in the time frame during their NASCAR operation are familiar with their paint schemes and Brian Vickers' competitiveness in the 83 car. But while doing this project, only now I realize that they only won 2 NASCAR races. As an outside perspective of F1, they came in and just spent unlimited money without assembling a team structure that NASCAR teams truly need to be successful. So the lesser success and the lack of deemed return on investment from a targeted young adult audience, they left the team with the decision to pack up and leave NASCAR and refocus their investments.
Toward the championship on the final lap of the race.
Now, Burton had been slipping a little bit. Looked like he's having a hard time with his car right in the center. Tony taking advantage of that adjustment they made to get that spot.
Edwards and Stewart going to go to the season finale. Oh, so close in the championship. Today, though, at Phoenix, it's about Casey Kane and Red Bull Racing scoring the win, breaking a long dry spell. Casey Kane wins the...
Junior Motorsports has been a dominant Xfinity powerhouse for a decade plus. But there's a chance many won't know that they fielded a truck team for a brief moment in time. This was more of a partnership deal for when Stewart-Haas was still the Chevy team in alliance, and Haas wanted to put Cole Custer into a truck. So with Haas support, Junior Motorsports fielded a truck team for 2 years, winning 2 races with Casey Kane and Cole Custer. Most likely when Haas no longer needed to field Custer in a truck, and as Stewart-Haas was changing to Ford, JRM saw no reason to take away from the Xfinity operation and shut down any truck involvement.
One more lap. Let's see if he can hold him off.
Cole Custer one more time around here at Gateway.
Johnny's going to try to work to the inside of Spencer Gallagher in that battle for second.
Here he comes, off of 2. Sauter, who was buried all the way back in about 12th, has fought his way up in a fight for second. Can't get it done. Here comes Custer. Off of turn number 4. His first win of 2015 for Cole Custer. As they all come to the line.
Kyle Busch Motorsports is going through a transition with Kyle Busch going back to Chevy. But throughout its tenure with Toyota, it was the top truck team every week, every year. But Kyle tried running an Xfinity operation. For whatever reason or timing, that team just didn't make the progress that gave Kyle desire to continue that team. So the driver that leads the Xfinity series and wins never won in his own equipment in the series. That lone company win belongs to his brother. On a side note, he seemed genuinely happy that his brother did win that race. In the midst of Kyle being at his height of giving people reasons to dislike him, he seemed genuinely happy and appreciative that his brother got him as an owner to victory lane.
Two of them now, no traffic. Come into the white flag. Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, he got him loose right there.
Inside. Continue marked. White flag. 1 more.
1
more. You
to
got
go.
nothing out back.
How rough will it get? Can Kurt hang with him? Joe Gibbs Racing's 18 with Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch in brother Kyle's 54. Here they come to the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? Hamlin sliding it sideways. Give it to Kurt Busch. Woo!
What a race. What a finish. Woo!
Man, what a job by Kurt Busch to hang on the outside there.
I don't know what to say. I mean, to have Kurt do it doesn't bother me one bit. That's awesome. It's a great feeling for me, for Samantha, for Grandma at home, for my dad, everybody. This is cool. This is really cool.